Yeah! Thank God for fantasy football. I'm Buster Brown and the show is called Redemption Rehab. Today, we're taking a look at the rookies coming in to the 2026 NFL Draft that are going to impact fantasy football this year and for years to come. So buckle up, get out your popcorn, and let's head over to the chalkboard
and check out the facts.
Okay, here we are taking a look at the rookie tight ends coming in to the 2026 NFL Draft. And behind me is a website that's been with us for the last 7 years doing this called drafttech.com. When you get a chance, you gotta check them out. They're going to rank the tight ends in the order they think will be taken in the 2026 NFL Draft, starting with this guy. How about Kenyan Sadig out of Oregon? He played there 3 years. He's 6'3", 241-pound junior. Draft Tech has him ranked number 1 on their list. He is easily a top 15 pick in this year's NFL Draft. He should be the first tight end taken off the board come April. He will be the first tight end taken in most Dynasty League drafts. He will be taken in all fantasy football leagues. Kenyan Sadig is an athletic tight end. He frequently functions as a wide receiver, a slot receiver, an H-back, and an inline blocker at tight end. He's considered a good or willing blocker. Is he fast? You know he's fast. He's wide receiver fast. How about a 4.39 in the 40-yard dash at the combine? That's super fast even for a wide receiver. Is he strong? You know he is. How about 26 reps on the bench press at the combine? I mean, this guy bench presses as much as some tackles do. Can he jump? Yeah, he had a 43.5-inch vertical jump at the combine, so he can leap up there and catch a lot of passes. I'll tell you what, this guy is an amazing athlete, as you can see in some of these highlights. He played 3 years at Oregon in 42 games. He only had 80 receptions for 892 yards. With 11 touchdowns. He also ran the ball 9 times for 42 yards. This kid is strong, athletic. He kind of reminds me of the former 49er tight end, Vernon Davis. Be interesting to see where Kenyan Sadig goes and to who he goes to in the NFL Draft in April. I'll tell you what, if he goes to a team that likes to throw the ball to the tight end, like maybe a Cincinnati Bengals, I'll tell you what, this kid's going to rocket up fantasy football draft boards. Who else do we like coming into the 2026 NFL Draft at tight end? How about this guy, Eli Stowers of Vanderbilt? He's 6'4", 239-pound redshirt senior. Eli Stowers was a former quarterback early in his career. He was a consensus All-American in 2025. He was the John Mackey Award winner in 2025 as the nation's best tight end. He played 5 years in college, 2 years at Texas A&M, 1 year at New Mexico, and finally 2 years at Vanderbilt. He, like I said, 6'4", 239-pound senior. This kid is athletic. He will be taken in the first round in most dynasty leagues. He will be drafted in all fantasy football leagues. He will be the second tight end taken in the NFL Draft this April, possibly going at the end of the first round or early in the second round. Eli Stowers is a tight end who functions as a wide receiver, playing out wide or in the slot. The former quarterback is a work in progress when it comes to blocking in the NFL. He's not an inline blocker. He can run fast too. At the combine, he had a 4.51 40-yard dash. He set a record at the combine for a 45.5 in the vertical jump. And he also, in the broad jump, went for 11 feet, 3 inches. He didn't do the bench press. But in 5 years in college, at tight end and quarterback, he played in 45 games with 146 receptions for 1,773 yards and 11 touchdowns. He also rushed the ball for 117 yards with 2 touchdowns. Who else do we like? Well, let's go check some of these guys out right now and see where they're going in some of your Dynasty League drafts so you have an idea who they like. Okay, behind me on the screen, you have a rookies only mock draft for Dynasty Leagues. Let's compare that to what Draft Tech says these guys should be ranked. As you can see here in round 1, Kenyan Sadig gets taken in pick 6, followed by in round 2, because this is a snake draft, Eli Stowers at the first pick in the second round. And then when you do the snake thing, you can see down here that Max Clare is the third tight end coming off at pick 9, before you get to Baylor's Michael Trigg at pick 11. And then in the fourth round at the beginning, you got Jolle out of North Carolina State. These are your next best tight ends. Let's go take a look at some of their highlights, some of their statistics, and see where they're going to go in your upcoming fantasy football leagues this year. Okay, here we are. I'm back on Draft Tech. The next guy on their list is this guy. He's a big boy out of Ohio State, Max Clare. He's 6'5", 246-pound redshirt junior. He's probably going to go in the second round or third round of the NFL draft this April. He played 4 years in college, 3 at Purdue, 1 at Ohio State. Like I said, 6'5", 246-pound junior. He didn't run a 40-yard dash at the combine, nor did he do the bench press, and he's going to do those at his pro day. He will be drafted in all dynasty leagues that we just showed you, and he will be a waiver wire pickup in all redraft leagues that you do with your buddies. He has good blocking skills, but they're going to need work in the NFL, but he's a willing blocker, and it may take some time for him to develop in the NFL game. In 4 years in college, he played in 33 games with 116 receptions for 1,329 yards with 6 TDs. He's considered a typical inline athletic tight end with the ability to go up, get the ball, and get open. We like Max Clare. Not sure I'd take him in any fantasy football leagues. He's a waiver wire pickup for me, or take him late in your dynasty leagues. Who else do we like at tight end? We talked about Michael Trigg out of Baylor. He's 6'4", 240-pound redshirt senior. He played 5 years in college, 1 year at USC, 2 years at Ole Miss, and 2 years at Baylor. He's an athletic tight end, often split out wide like a wide receiver or in the slot. He's got great hands. He's a better wide receiver because of his size than he is a tight end. He did not participate in the combine. He is not considered a good blocker. He will be drafted in all dynasty fantasy football leagues, and he's a waiver wire pickup in all your redraft leagues. He will be drafted on day 3 in the NFL. Michael Trigg played in 38 games with 108 receptions for 1,419 yards with 14 touchdowns. He's considered a project in the NFL, but the kid's athletic. He's got talent. They can put him in the slot at wide receiver. And I'll tell you what, this kid's a huge mismatch for any linebacker, even in the NFL. Who else do we like? I'll tell you what. How about this kid, Justin Jolle? Justin Jolle played 4 years in college, 2 at Connecticut, and 2 at North Carolina State. He's 6'3", 241-pound senior. The former running back and former wide receiver is an athletic tight end, as you can see in these highlights. He's got great hands, and he has the ability to get open. He's a huge mismatch for linebackers, even in the NFL, but he is not considered a good blocker. Reason people like him is he is fast. He ran a 4.46 40-yard dash at the combine, and that's very fast for a tight end at 250 pounds. He had a 43.5 vertical jump and a 134-inch broad jump. Like I said, he's athletic. That's a huge upside, and the NFL scouts really like him. In 4 years in college, he played in 49 games. He had 166 receptions for 1,978 yards with a whopping 15 touchdowns. He will be drafted in all dynasty leagues, but he's a waiver wire pickup in the rest of your redraft fantasy leagues. He's a day 3 pick in the 2026 NFL draft. We really like this guy. We really think he could be a good player. It just depends on who takes him in the NFL draft. Who else do we like? Well, we like this kid too. How about Sam Roche out of Stanford? 6'6", 267 pounds, senior. He played 4 years at Stanford. Like I said, he's a big kid. At the combine, he had a RAS score of 9.9 out of 10. He's a very athletic person at 6'6". He had an amazing combine. That's why people like him. He is an inline blocker at tight end, and he has good hands. He runs great routes, and he can catch the ball. In 48 games, he had 119 catches for 1,201 yards, but he only had 4 touchdowns. He will be drafted late in all dynasty leagues, and he'll be another waiver wire pickup rest of your redraft fantasy football leagues. Okay, there you have it. Those are some rookies that are going to impact fantasy football in the 2026 NFL draft coming up this year in April. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to catch what we do with all of our rookies that are going to impact fantasy football this year. I'm Buster Brown. The show is called Redemption Rehab. Good luck.